This man was blind, yet he uncovered secrets no one dared to speak, exposed traitors hiding inside a palace, and saved an entire kingdom without seeing a single thing. This is not a legend. This is not a myth. This is the story of a blind man whose insight was sharper than any sword. Long ago, in a quiet village called Greenfield, lived two brothers. The younger brother, Daniel, could see the world clearly. The elder brother, Ethan, never could. Ethan was blind from birth. He never saw colors, never saw sunlight, never saw the moon. People looked at him with pity. Some whispered, "Poor soul." Others believed he would always be a burden. But what no one understood was this. When Ethan lost his eyesight, his other senses awakened. He could hear what others ignored. He could feel what others missed. From footsteps, he knew who was coming. From voices, he knew who was lying. From silence, he sensed danger. People thought Ethan was weak. They were wrong. Daniel was a farmer. His fields were full of wheat, barley, and vegetables. But every night, destruction came. Wild animals invaded the fields, boars, wolves, wild cattle. Daniel tried everything. Fences were broken, scarecrows were ignored, torches lost their power. Every morning brought the same nightmare: destroyed crops, uprooted plants, a year of hard work gone. One evening, Daniel returned home defeated. His wife, Sarah, looked at his face and understood everything. "This can't continue," she said softly. "Have you thought about Ethan?" Daniel hesitated. A blind man guarding fields? But when hope disappears, even the impossible becomes a chance. That night, Daniel spoke to Ethan. Ethan listened quietly, then smiled. "God took my eyesight," he said, "but he gave me something else. I can guard your fields." Daniel was unsure, but desperate. A small hut was built in the middle of the fields. That night, Ethan sat alone in darkness. The wind whispered. Jackals cried in the distance. Then, footsteps. Heavy, slow, four-legged. Ethan stood up. "Go away from here." The animal froze, then ran. Ethan smiled. That night, the crops survived. Night after night, Ethan stayed awake. He learned every sound: the light steps of a deer, the heavy stumble of a boar, the silent movement of a fox. The fields remained safe. The villagers were shocked. A blind man protecting crops better than fences and fire. But destiny had bigger plans. One morning, Ethan heard panic. Fast footsteps, heavy breathing. A deer running for its life. Moments later, horses arrived. Hunters, soldiers, and the king himself, King Adrian. The king asked, "Did you see the deer?" Ethan replied calmly, "I am blind, but yes, it passed this way." The court fell silent. "How can you know?" the king asked. Ethan answered, "I hear what others ignore." Then he said something shocking. The deer was female, and she was pregnant. Silence. Later, the king's rider confirmed it. Ethan was right, again. Ethan was invited to the palace. There he amazed everyone. He measured rivers by sound, exposed lies by trembling voices, detected sickness through breathing. Soon he became the king's closest advisor. But not everyone was happy. Whispers filled the palace. Jealousy grew. Danger followed. One day the king asked quietly, "Ethan, am I truly my father's son?" The room went silent. One wrong answer meant death. Ethan paused, then spoke the truth. The king was adopted. Tears fell. Then the king met her mother, asking, "Am I truly my father's son?" She cried a lot, then spoke, "No. Your mother is my best friend, but your house got burned one night, and everyone died except you, so I adopted you." Truth surfaced, and instead of anger, there was peace. Later, Ethan warned the king, "There are traitors in your court." Using nothing but voices and fear, Ethan exposed them. Secret letters were found, enemies revealed. The kingdom was saved, once again, by a blind man. Years passed. Ethan remained humble. He often said, "Eyes show the world, but wisdom shows the truth." The king honored him with the title Minister of Insight. Parents told their children his story, kings remembered his advice, and history never forgot the blind man who saw more clearly than anyone else. Physical weakness is never a person's true identity. True strength lies in wisdom, patience, and faith. Those who see with the heart never lose their way.